Hello and welcome to Lunchtime with Angie. Today we're going to talk about juicing, but not just juicing for men, but for women as well. And I have a guest speaker with me today, Tavita Lasuma, who works for Nosh and is an avid juicer. And it's always nice to get it from the male perspective. So, hello.
Hi there.
Juicing has been a technique for health for centuries. Juicing in general is a short-term method used for cleansing and detoxing the body. Juicing will be used for different reasons. Now, for some of you people online right now, I don't know what your reasons are for juicing, but what I can tell you is it can make you feel better. But what juicing can also do is bring up some symptoms. And those symptoms will tell you a lot about what is going on in your body. For example, if you get a stomachache, or for example, if you don't go to the toilet while you're juicing. These little symptoms will tell you more about what is going on in your body. Okay, so juicing not only helps you feel better, but it helps you realize more about what is going on in your body. So juicing is for many different reasons.
So I guess I juice often, quite lucky being here, but how often should we be juicing?
That's a very good question, and it's very much down to one's lifestyle and one's taste. Not everybody likes drinking fruit juices. Not everybody likes having vegetable juices. So it all depends on your taste and also your lifestyle. Some people, I put them on a juice fast once a month. That suits them perfectly. Some like to juice fast 3 days a month. Some would like to do 6 days once every 2 months. It is a very personal way of detoxing, when you do it and how you do it. So if, for example, you work all day, 5 days a week, some people like to enjoy having their juices throughout the day. Some people prefer to have a meal, so they will do their juicing at the weekend. How do you do your juicing, and when do you do it, and how many days do you like to do?
Well, I guess I've been doing juicing for a little over a year now, and I try and fit it in as best I can. I would prefer, something easy for me is, say, 3 days every month.
Perfect. And do you do that during your working days?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And do you manage to keep your blood sugar level, or does it dip a little bit?
To be honest, day one for me, I can feel quite lethargic. And I do drink coffee, so I guess the headaches come through also.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I guess with me too, I don't drink any teas or any supplements with it. I simply juice.
So do you drink your coffee during your juice?
No, I drink water.
Right.
I think it's 2 to 3 litres for the water. But my other question, which is part of this, is the teas. Should we, or can we, or is it, what would you recommend? I know it's there.
If you know that your immune system is low, I would recommend a really high antioxidant tea. And the white teas and the green teas are lovely for that. But I wouldn't have a whole cup. I would have half a cup, yeah? If you have caffeineism because of your tea addiction or your coffee addiction, I once again would recommend half a cup of green tea. It's going to do you good, and it's going to help you not get those headaches. Now, regarding your energy lull that you get at the beginning of your juice fast, day 1 and 2, is it? That would tell you a little bit about how you're eating on a normal basis.
Right.
Do you have a bit of a sweet tooth?
Yeah, definitely. Just like anyone, I guess.
Yeah. Some people do and some people don't. If you do, it can upset your blood sugar levels. And once again, when you do a detox, it gives your body a chance to play catch-up, and it unravels these layers of predisposition. And in your case, it's showing up that your blood sugar balance is not level. And it's very important that you do start to work on your sugar craving before you either get hypoglycemia or hyperglycemia.
Right.
Which can lead to other things later on in life. So if you do have a sweet tooth, then maybe try and focus your sweet tooth more on juices with fibre in, or pieces of fruit, rather than having the confectionery or the cakes that you would normally have,
right,
or even the pastries. I find that too many people that come to see me will have a pastry or a croissant for breakfast. It's not going to help balance your blood sugar level.
Right.
So you must remember that juicing is great because it gives you not only nutrients. Juicing requires little energy to digest, which is great. It provides you enough substance to get you through the day, as long as you juice correctly. Juicing gives you nutrients and enzymes. Enzymes generally come from raw fruit and vegetables. When you juice raw fruit and vegetables, you get plenty of enzymes when you drink the juice. So it's highly, highly important that you either eat fruit or you juice, or you get the raw vegetables. My favourite, personally, is raw juice vegetables, but I'm in the minority there because most people like fruit juices. So enzymes are made of amino acids, which are very important for not only women, but men love their amino acids. And Tabitha and I will talk more about that in a minute. You know, you get your enzymes from amino acids. They're crucial for digestion and the breakdown of food, for the construction of energy at the cellular level. Enzymes are vital for most of the metabolic actions taking place in your body every second of the day. Fruits and vegetables offer another element that is absolutely essential for health, and that's water, okay? Over 65% of most of the cells in the human body are made up of water, and in some tissues such as the brain, the cells may be made up of as much as 80% water. So juicing holds water. Juice is a pure hydrating way to help clean the body and mind. Juicing dark green vegetables improves the competence of oxygen transfer through the body. This is because of chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is comparable to hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is the part of the blood that carries oxygen to the body.
Okay. I guess another one of the common questions I get, being on the end of the telephone with Nosh or even juicing myself, is physical activity while juicing. I like to maintain an active lifestyle, so generally I'd like to go for a run, but as I said before, my energy levels are quite low on day one, so I struggle.
You know your body better than anybody, and if you have this lull on day one and day two, I would say avoid all exercise except stretching. Let your body just play catch up. The good thing about juicing is it's not having to work hard on dense foods. It's just being able to work on the juice, and your body absorbs these lovely nutrients and your organs get a chance to break down the toxicity. So, you know, maybe your body is starting to break down the toxicity in day one and day two. So exercise for you, I would avoid on day one and day two. Just do light stretching and maybe some meditation. And then as the week goes on, you can start to do a little more rigorous, but don't overdo it. You don't want to get your heart rate too high, because your body will have to focus on dealing with your heart rate and not on breaking down the toxicity. I think too many men focus on juicing and working out at the same time. It is not going to help you.
Yeah, okay. Would you use that same sort of philosophy with weight training? Reduce the exercise and maybe do more stretching, but what about weight training?
Weight training serves a purpose. You know, it helps build up body mass in the form of muscles, good body contour. However, if you are doing that with juicing, once again, you are exerting yourself too much. So if you are juicing, it's a time for the body to slow down and work on removing the toxins rather than work on trying to deal with building up body mass. So juicing isn't something that you do every day. Just take advantage of it, enjoy it, relax, meditate, do light exercise, but don't overexert yourself. Do you work out at the gym, or do you know anybody that does?
My housemates, they like to weight train a lot, and there's been discussion about whey powder as a protein. I mean, if you look online and do the research, plus or minus protein, generally it's not a good thing health-wise, but a good thing to build muscle. I mean, what's your opinion?
Exactly. For one, many people can be intolerant to whey, and they're not aware of it. For two, remember, I'm a naturopath. I work in a naturopathic manner. So for me, pushing a substance into the body on a regular basis upsets the equilibrium of the other elements that need to work on the body. I personally think if you eat well and you take nice smoothies as well as eating well, then you can get your extra protein. I know that many, many men like to use their whey protein, but I'm sorry, from my perspective, I would rather they didn't.
So what other sort of alternatives would you suggest to whey?
Okay. You can get lovely amino acids from the foods you eat. And the good thing about the amino acids that you can get from the foods you eat or the foods that you juice means you are not building up uric acid. Okay, the body prefers an alkaline environment. If you keep pumping yourself with these deep acidic proteins, you are creating too much of an acidic environment in the body, and it eventually can cause organ failure or can make you feel very, very lethargic. Okay, I feel very sorry for these people who get roped into these muscle building powders and then end up quite unwell. There are some wonderful amino acids that you can add to your juices and smoothies. Now, we're talking now about working out on a daily basis in the gym, eating well, but adding in smoothies and juices to get your extra energy and amino acids. So I would say you could make up a lovely almond smoothie where you use almond milk, which has the 8 essential amino acids in that you can only get from food, and you can add in things like cocoa powder, which is great for men. It has the zinc in it, which men are very much lacking in nowadays. You can also add in wheat germ, which is a great source of zinc and selenium. You can add in all of these lovely nutrients to help build up body mass without overexerting yourself with acidics. The good thing about almond powder or milk is it's an alkaline forming on the body, so you will not be doing yourself harm. There are certain health aspects to some men's dietary requirements that differ from a lady's. Some men prefer to get more protein, as we've discussed, into their daily diet to help build muscle. Also, from a nutritional point of view, it is important that men always are balanced in their minerals, selenium and zinc, and also that they get lycopene and phytosterols. Have you heard of lycopene?
No.
Lycopene is amazing, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But firstly, let's talk about zinc. Zinc has an essential role in men's health. More than 70% of men do not get the minimum daily requirement of zinc from their diets. This mineral is essential for all features of male reproduction, including prostate function, hormone metabolism and balance, and sperm formation. Some of the symptoms related to a lack of zinc in the body are joint pain, depression, poor skin complexion, impaired taste or smell, lack of energy, acne, and weak sexual function, and frequent colds. If you know any men who have those symptoms, well, you know what I'm going to say. Get them to make sure that they are getting enough zinc in their body. Now, by adding avocados, blackberries, and raspberries into your juices, you will be getting some of your daily zinc requirement. So that was avocados, blackberries, and raspberries. The mineral selenium is important as it encourages male fertility and sperm motility. The sperm's motility is the sperm's ability to reach the woman's egg, so it's important for conception. Selenium is also important for the normal development of testicles. Selenium also supports the avoidance of cancer. Can you see where I'm going with this? These vitamins and minerals are so important for one's health. Some of the symptoms of the lack of selenium are loose skin, high blood pressure, and a weak immune system. The selenium fruits I would recommend you put into your juice are blackberries, grapes, kiwi, tomato, watermelon, bananas, and apple. You might want to add a crushed Brazil nut into your juices, as 1 Brazil nut a day is a great way to get your selenium. Making a daily Virgin Mary juice is a great antioxidant pick-me-up, not only for the selenium content, but also the lycopene content. So lycopene is an element found in tomatoes and other processed tomato foods. Do you eat tomatoey foods?
I love tomatoes.
Good. It is rich in antioxidants and supports in the prevention of prostate cancer and heart disease. So it's highly important that you eat that. So tomato puree is excellent because it is such a high, dense volume of lycopene. I get so concerned about the lack of nutrition many youngsters receive on a daily basis, which in the long term will affect their health. Thank goodness there's tomato puree on pizzas. Some unfortunate children will only receive selenium from the pizza they eat. So, juicing, how do you see it helps you? What does it do to help you?
To be honest, I guess it's become quite an addiction for me because although, I have my day 1 and possibly day 2 you feel pretty lousy, by day 3 or 4, I just have a boosted energy. I'm more alert. I sleep like an absolute baby. I just feel better. And I guess, the byproduct is, you lose some weight. I don't do it for weight loss, but you do lose weight, obviously. But I guess it's a good way just to cleanse and maybe reset. I just feel better. And I guess that's why it's become a bit more addictive for me, because I know that at least once a month I can count on my juice fast to sort of reset myself and sort of start fresh.
The interesting about working closely with somebody who is actually taking control of their health part of the time is I actually notice what's going on. With Tavita, he goes on a juice fast and I can see that he feels so much better and he loses weight, but then it goes back on again because his diet goes back to his old ways. So this is very common when one does a juice, and this is where one needs to change their way of thinking when they juice. If you juice, you have to look after your lifestyle after you've juiced. It's highly important. Otherwise, you go straight back into your old ways and you don't feel well again until you do another juice. So, Tavita, what do you think you could do to change once you've done your juice fast to help you maintain this wonderful feeling that you feel once you've done the juice fast and the weight loss? What do you think you could do on a personal level to make it better for you?
Well, I guess, I mean, doing the juice fast and speaking with you, Angie, I think, yes, a few of those things sort of call home to me about my diet and my habits. I guess, yes, the sweet tooth element is definitely something I need to work on. And I guess I crave the juice fast because it gets rid of that element for a while, but that's when you get back on the tracks.
Yeah.
I guess, looking at my sweet tooth would be a big one.
Yes.
And I guess portion size is always a big thing. And breakfasts. I'm pretty bad at breakfasts, to be honest.
Which is common with a lot of men. They will start the day with a coffee and a pastry, which is very, very common. So let's look at your sweet tooth. What do you think that you could do to change the sweet tooth?
I guess, as you said, look at more natural foods to crave, to
like what? What would you like? Let's see. What would you like?
Fruit.
Fruit. There we go.
Yeah. I mean, I guess convenience too, isn't it? It's about having, like, mango is probably one of my most favorite fruits.
Right.
Or guava, actually. But having that readily available, cut up. I mean, yes. I mean, you can definitely walk into an M&S and
get
find
that.
It. Yeah.
You can find from your local supermarket something nutritious and delicious. So why don't you start doing this? You've done your juice fast. After that, before you go to the pastry shop, go and get yourself some really lovely fruit and some Brazil nuts.
Brazil nuts.
Yeah. So start your day to start to alkalise yourself with some fruit. 20 minutes later, have a nice portion of nuts. Now, talking about portion size, which lets a lot of us down, doesn't it? I would highly recommend that you looked at the size of your palm, and that would be the size of your broccoli, that would be the size of your carrots, that would be the size of your potatoes, and then that would be the size of your protein.
So 3.
That's enough.
3 veg.
Yes, meat and 3 veg.
Right.
Is wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah. Or when did I say meat? Protein and 3 veg is wonderful because we're not all meat eaters. Some of us are pescatarian, some of us are vegetarian, and some of us are vegan. I don't know anybody who's a breatharian, though. As you know, they're the ones that don't even juice because they don't even eat. So I would highly recommend, if you juice, don't go back to your old ways straight away. Take advantage of the fact that you feel this wonderful greatness from juicing, and then slowly, gradually add in the foods. Start your day with the fruit. Like you said, you'd like a mango, fantastic. 20 minutes later, have these wonderful Brazil nuts and add some other nuts in. Pumpkin seeds, great for your zinc. So, and then in the afternoon, have a nice salad, and then for your mid-afternoon snack, you could have a nice smoothie with the almond milk and the cocoa powder and banana. That is delicious, okay? And then for your dinner, you can have your 3 vegetables with your protein.
Right, yeah.
So it's all doable.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess, being around the environment also sort of helps a lot. I guess also I think that's why we get a lot of inquiries, because we take the sort of inconvenience out of it and make it more convenient for our clients. Because even when I'm juicing, I find it great that, they're timed. So at least, 1 to 11, 1:30, and then 4:30 and 8 p.m. I guess it almost takes the thinking out of it.
I have to admit, I'm totally with you on that route. Given the choice of making the juices myself or actually having them delivered, is the way for me. It's not for everybody, but for me, with my busy lifestyle, having them delivered is perfect. And you're right. You just have to lie back and think of England. You don't have to do anything else apart from do your work or look after your kids, because the food side of things has been done for you. So it works. We've got hundreds and hundreds of people on our books. It works. Proven and tested.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if anybody hasn't juiced before, either get somebody to do it for you or do it yourself and feel the wonderful It's quite liberating, juicing. Your body starts to free up of toxicity. It starts to free up your colon. Yeah. And yes, some people do get symptoms and some people don't. Sometimes you do not get symptoms because your body hasn't even got to that level yet of the symptoms. Sometimes one might need to, depending on their health profile, might need to juice once every month, 3 times once every month for maybe 8 months to actually start to unfold these layers until they do start to get symptoms, and then it's those symptoms that then can help you realise what is going on in your health. Okay.
Yeah, I think, sorry, just to say there, I mean, you talked about unlaying sort of the parts of your health. I mean, I think one of the first juice fasts I talked to you about how my tongue just had a horrible taste to it, during the first day or so. And I had my first coffee sort of after day 4, and I couldn't stomach it. I really couldn't finish my coffee. That would be 2 things, Tay. That taste in your mouth would be possibly toxicity. It could possibly be fungal. Actually, it could be 3 things. It could also be the zinc. It's your body showing you the lack of zinc in your body. Right. Because if you get that kind of metallic or unusual taste in your mouth, it can be a sign that you are lacking in zinc. So you noticed something, didn't you? Absolutely. Yeah. It was definitely a dramatic change. It's something that you go, oh, okay. That's very different.
A lot of people, symptoms are very personal. For me, when I do it, I genuinely don't get symptoms. That's just me. Whether I've unfolded all my layers of predispositions or I'm as healthy as anything, who knows? But I feel absolutely elated when I'm doing my juices. I get more energy, my mind is clearer. But then you get the people who get the symptoms. Either way, it's just telling you something about your body. Okay? Talking about the phytosterols for men and for women, but this is about men mainly. This topic. Phytosterols help stimulate your hormones. Phytosterols, more research ought to be done into these compounds as a tool in the prevention and management of prostate cancer. Prostate cancer is on the up. Let's stop that. Let's make sure the men in our lives are getting support. They're getting their lycopene. They're getting their selenium, they're getting their zinc, they're getting their phytosterols. Phytosterols, let's look at the what you could put in your juice. Okay, so you could put the broccoli, carrots, strawberries and raspberries. These are great to put in your fruit juices or your vegetable juices as they contain phytosterols.
Okay. I mean, that's so interesting, to be honest. I looked at juicing, just generally, but I guess now that you've sort of pointed out a few issues that men need to address, and juicing can bring that out, like in terms of, labeling them and saying, yes, actually, it is a deficiency of zinc, and maybe I should be putting more of these things in my body for me, and maybe if I want to have children and so forth. So it's so interesting, and the whey powder sort of discussion.
Exactly. Look at your symptoms when you do a juice. Does your skin become spotty, or do you get joint pain? This is all very individual, but those symptoms can be a sign that you are lacking in zinc or selenium.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And yes, if you do know anybody who's on the whey powder, are they overdoing it a bit? Could they be swapping some of that whey powder for a really nutritional smoothie or juice? To help them on their way. So thank you everybody for listening to Vita and myself, Angie Michael. It's always a pleasure to know that you're joining us for lunch, and do send in any questions. We love to hear from you, and feel free to, if any men in your life, you can ask them to send to Vita a question, and we'll answer them together for them. Okay, so we look forward to speaking to you next Thursday. It's going to be a new time next Thursday.
Yeah, we're looking to restructure. So we'll send out an email to all you guys about how we're going to do this. Just changing up a bit. And actually now just talking about juice fast, I think I better book one in as soon as possible.
So Tavita's going to book a juice fast, and I'm going to ask you to ask any men in your life if they would like us to do a topic for them on men's health in general, or if you would know anybody who'd like to come in as a guest speaker, maybe I could give them a consultation for half an hour as a lunchtime chat. Yeah? So it'd be great to hear from you, and thank you very much for joining us. Goodbye.
Thanks, Angie. Goodbye.